Good evening, Crafty Nana here. Late in the evening, but I wanted to make you a little marbling video because so many of you requested it. So we're going to have a go. I've just finished drawing this little bug, so I'm going to marble up a frame and marble some paper to go behind him. I've used a lot of metallics to make him sparkly, and I'll just cut him out from the paper and put him onto the marble paper, and that will be that. I want to show you a few other examples. So this is a marbled frame and a marbled background on this one. His little brother's also got a marble background. This one's marbled frame. Sorry about the reflectiveness on this one. It's a marble background and a marble frame. Same for this pink one over here, which just goes to show you, excuse me, just goes to show you that any colour you can use, any colour. There's another one down there. He's got a marble background paper as well as a marble frame. He's got marble background. I did him this week, so he's a new one. So I put that bee in that pottery frame, and I've put him in there. I've got one more pottery frame left to put something interesting in. Another one up there, big stag beetle. This is a little cicada again on a marble background. That's quite a fierce marble background. But as you can see, I mean, even these little beautiful little ivory frogs and toads are on little marble backgrounds. I use it a lot. It's very versatile, and it's simple enough that the children can do it themselves. So he's got a little marble background, they've got a marble background and marble round the inset of the picture frame. So you can see I use it a lot, and now I'm going to show you how I do it. My setup is out here. I have a little sink just outside my studio. There I am, hello. So my studio is here, this is my sink, and this is where I do my marbling. So basically, plastic tray, sort of, it's not that small, it's the same size as my sink basically. And I've put about an inch of water in that. You could actually have a little bit more if you're going to do deeper frames. Now I've got a selection of frames here that I can marble up and show you, so we can do some different colorways and you can see how it goes down. And this side I just have cheap spray paint. I don't know why the glass cleaner's there, but you know, cheap spray paint. Lots of different colours, and this is what we're going to use. So I'm also going to do some paper as well, so that you can see how I do that. And I usually just have an old towel on the floor ready that I can drop the marbled pieces onto for them to dry out. The first thing is I normally let the children choose which colours they want to use, and then I let them. I do the spraying because I've got windows just over there. I open up the windows because this stuff is quite toxic, and I wouldn't want little kids breathing it in. I knew this was not a good idea to be doing it in this dress. This dress has dangles, and they're going to get in the paint. Right, so I put some blue. I'm going to put a bit of yellow. I'm just splodging it in there. I think on this one we're going to have a little bit of silver as well, and maybe some green, because that cicada has got quite a lot of acidic green. Now I'm not going to stir it up or anything. I'm literally just going to take, but it's not the frame I wanted. I wanted a different frame. This frame. Now this one's actually already green, but obviously I want to make it a little bit more interesting because it's very, very boring. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm just going to drop this straight into the water, push it down through the water so that all the bits can stick onto it. This one's come out a little bit lumpy, so we just take those bits off. And now we've gone from being a very subtle sort of frame to being quite strong. Now if you don't particularly like what you've done, you can think, well, I'd actually like a little bit more silver in that. You can put a bit more silver in. You can break up the surface of the water so it's a bit more patchy, and then you can go straight back in again and drop it straight in on the silver. And what I would do is just keep going. So now I've got a much more broken up, silvery, speckly, and again, that's more this end, so I might take this end and just redip this end until you're satisfied, until it looks the way you want it to look. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down on that towel just until it's all the drips have come off it. Now, I want a background paper, and I had this wild dark green paper, which is rather yummy. I don't know how, I've never done it on anything quite as dark as this, so this should be interesting. So I'm going to put some, got plenty of silver in there, I'm going to put a few splodges of yellow, which should lighten up the green a bit, and maybe some gold as well. Now, you never quite know which way things are going to react, so you've just got to go for it. I'm just going to add a little bit of more blue as well. Break it up a little bit, take that off, right, drop my paper down. Now, you don't ever really know exactly what you're going to get till you get it, which is half the excitement of it. And obviously, when you're framing up a smaller piece, you can pick the bits that you feel work the best for what you're doing. I like that, actually. I'm loving these sort of, I don't know if you can see, but I'm loving these sort of silvery blue areas that have come up on this one. So we're going to put this down to dry on our towel. I'm going to do one more paper. So I'm going to be a bit more blue on this one, I think. Maybe some red for contrast, and maybe some pale blue. I'm quite liking that. That's looking quite spooky. Right, this one I'm going to use a sort of peachy colour. I'm going to just pop it straight down onto that water. I don't want to literally get it waterlogged. I just want it to pick up the paint on the surface. Look at that. That is wild. Okay, so that I'm going to put down on my piece of towel. I think I'm going to do one more paper and then I'm going to do some frames. Okay, so I think we're going to go some pink. Most of the time, once you've dipped something, most of those colours have then gone. So you can literally start fresh each time. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to grab that. So this time I'm going to use a sheet of yellow. Drop it straight down onto all that silver. Little tiny dab, dab, dab. Don't let the water go all the way through it. Look at that. That's quite cool. Now again, as I said before, if you suddenly decide, oh, actually, I wish I had a bit more blue in that, you can take your blue, you can swirl it about, drop your paper back in for a second dip, add another colour. Sometimes you get bits that have rolled up, so you can just pull those off, they'll just come off easily. So now I'm going to do a couple more frames for you. Let's go for the pink. Pink and pale blue, I think it's a very pretty one to do. A tiny touch of silver. Take a frame. I'm going to second dip this one. I've got plenty more paint still in, but some of that rolled up a little bit too much. Let's dip, dip. That's better, so I get a bit more silver. Shake off the water. There's one bit that's not taking the paint, and I'm just wondering if maybe there was some wax on that bit. But I think it's okay. It's okay. Put that down on the towel. It's really a matter of you playing with it until you're happy with it. Pull all the bits that you don't want over to the side so they don't get in your way. Got a chunky one here, thinking he ought to be greens and blues because he's a bit sort of yellow tone. Now the other thing with this, the frames don't have to be perfect. They really don't. Oh, don't dip your strings in the water. Right, let's go this one. Let's see. Ooh, yes, I like that. Nice and subtle. Just a tiny bit more. Yes. So you can see that's quite cool. It's come out quite nicely. We'll put that down on our towel. I think that's sort of more or less given you the whole idea of what I'm doing. I suppose I've got one more. Might as well do it. Let's make this one completely different. Let's go for red and gold on this one. Not really gold, is it? It's sort of a ooh, God, this one's got spider webs everywhere. Ooh. Ooh. It's quite sort of spooky. That would be good for bugs, I have to say. I do think that will work. I might just put a bit more red at that end. Again, I think this is another one of those ones. So yeah, a bit spooky. Almost like blood. Quite cool. So we're going to let that one dry. Sorry, my cat's howling. Suitcases. Do that every time. That's that. Wasn't difficult, was it? It's a very simple procedure. And so all you need is the tray, the paint, your frames, some papers. I use colour just paper just because it's more fun. Jean-Claude, of course. It's Hedwig. Hedwig! Hi, baby. See, it's night time out there. It's all dark. So, yes. These are going to be quite cool and funky. They're very dark at the moment because they're very, very wet. We'll let them dry and then we'll assemble up our... yes, I know. I can see you're there. We'll assemble up our bug and it'll all be good. Obviously, if you want to speed things up a bit, you can always set your hairdryer and give them a little dry. It shouldn't take too long. But yes, a very, very easy process. It really is fun and you can do it so easily. You don't need many colours. Even if you've got just even two, silver and blue or green and gold, whatever you fancy, you can make a start. Obviously, the more adventurous you want to get, the more colours, but you can go for it. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you're going to have a go, and let me know how you get on if you do have a go. I'm off in the first thing in the morning, heading to Japan, and I'm so excited for it, and hopefully I've got so much to share with you when I get back. Have a good time yourselves. I'm planning to. I'll see you at the weekend. Bye for now from Crafty Nana.